Hello and welcome to All My Art and Soul. I'm Michelle Holden and the artist behind the channel. And this week we are continuing on the journey of a journey of 3 paintings. This is part 4. So if you missed the other parts, I'll leave a card in the upper right hand corner as you can see. And you can start at part 1. So it all started with me wanting to explore the many different layers of a mixed media abstract. And in this video, I'm going to take it to the next stage. I believe I'm at the middle stage. I might be at the late middle stage, and who knows when I'm finished. So stay watching to the end, and don't forget to like and subscribe and share this content if you are liking it. It really helps the channel grow, and I really need to thank all of you for allowing me to reach over 6,000 subscribers. So there's a lot of art journaling artists out there, mixed media artists, lovers, all sorts of a variety. And I will and intend to keep creating more on this channel. So as you can see, where I left off, and just because I think the reason is I put so much on here at the beginning, I have been finding it challenging, but yet good for me to learn to let go of things. So I know some of you watching, and I know when I first started this abstract art journaling and mixed media art journey, it's been very challenging, and I didn't know there was so much that you have to let go. Of course, it depends on your process, right? Depends what you're doing. So the more the merrier. For me, I don't believe the next set of 12 by 12 panels, that's what these are. These are birch 12-inch by 12-inch panels. They're very thin, and when they're done, I'm going to put a floating frame around. I'm going to set them in I think a black floating frame, just because it looks really good. I think so. As you can see, the beige, the black in the upper left-hand quadrant, the lower quadrant, they're all slightly related, but yet different. And so I wanted to take back, I just thought, okay, this is nickel azo gold, that very thin glaze that I've put over this circle. And I'm liking more of the turquoise. So I'm lifting some of it off, and that's a good way to, yeah, I really love the turquoise better than the green that it created from the layer of nickel azo gold on top. So as you can see, it loves to get into the crevices and it warms it up, and that's a really good effect too. When you use your glazing, you can leave a lot of it on and just rub off as much as you want. So as you can see my hand, you'll see that I'm just blocking out things. Does it look better picking up the black background that's already there? Does it need a texture? I know in the feeling that I'm trying to communicate here, I need to bring down the busyness. So it's feeling better already as I take away that orange section there, rounding some corners, but now, that corner looks too much like the other one. So it's just, no, that isn't going to work. And then I end up covering this anyway. Stencil Girl stencils that I'm using. I finally ordered a new batch. I think it was 5 or so new stencils from Stencil Girl, and they're still in the mail on their way. I can't wait to use them. after this series is done, and also to experiment with them first in my abstract art journal. So I'm realizing that picking up the, I believe it's yellow oxide, it's just has a little more mustardy yellow in it versus yellow ochre. I find it's got a little more punch, and I really like that. So see, as I add that, which is more of a medium value versus the light value, which is above it, and I'm just softening that up, and I'm just fooling around, and I really like that gradated effect better. And it's bringing the eye down to the next section, which then I'm going to add more orange as you go down, and then that brings the eye down and around those horizontal black and white columns. And yeah, I'm really liking that now. It's really interesting. It's never ending, the learning, because there's so many textures, shapes, values, colors, marks, patterns that are all on this thing that relate to each other. And when you make one move, of course, it causes cause and effect of another move. And I find that fascinating. So here I go in with, I needed that, it was the deli paper, but I did it with a gray, and it just sort of like, it just sort of doesn't go either light or dark. And this area needed some contrast. So I thought, well, let's reflect some of that same, yes, in the opposite way. Those ones are white on the right, these on the left are black over that. And it just makes the eye and makes that black background in the upper left-hand quadrant show up all the better. So I really love some of this red, but I do end up taking a lot of it down. And this is a scrap piece. I don't know if you've probably been seeing some other abstract journal pages. And this was created, this piece of collage, and I have to make some more, just on some paper, sort of squirting out some black and then rolling it randomly with my brayer. And sometimes I fold the paper so you get a mirrored kind of look. It's almost like the ink blot kind of deal. And I find that really cool. So I think it's there, but it goes there, but it's not going to. I'm finding it conflicting with, so I end up, the area that I'm working on now, I love this, is where that negative shape, black and white shape, is going to go. And then I'm going to add a much lighter value to that area. There we go. Oh, I added the light value first. So and this is how I ended up there. It just needed something. It didn't need any more busyness. It didn't need any more collage. It just needed some nice opaque paint. And now I think, yes, I'm going to remove that blue. The eye stays there, even though I need a little bit more turquoise or that blue here and around, and I like to think in 3s and 5s. Oh, okay then. Look at that. I've been working on so many pieces. I really enjoy watching my videos because I learn, it's reinforced as to what I do, what I like. Oh, isn't that better already? Now that the contrast is removed, but there's a subtle difference, and I'll go a little bit lighter with some white, I believe. Though I don't know. I didn't need those lines, so I'm going to just remove those, leave a texture. Oh, it just calmed it right down. That is very interesting, more subtle. And then as I do that, I realize that taking that neutral a little farther down to meet the very pale yellow and sort of half, sort of an orange shape, feels a lot better. And again, if you're liking this content, and if you're liking a certain move or don't like a certain move that I'm doing, please leave a comment. And I love and respond to all my comments, if you've noticed. And then it starts a sort of a conversation. If you, when I'm watching videos, I always check out the comment, depending on if I like the video or not, and just see, okay, what are other people's opinions? Getting some other, connections, etc. So there goes all of that. And I'm just turning it so my brush can make a nice line, not a perfect line. Oh, and I go all the way over there. Oh, that feels so much better. Oh. Going from busy to more simplicity is a really cool thing. There we go. So I use my phone for my Osmo, and it's over on the upper left-hand corner there. So I check that from time to time to make sure that my whole painting, because I'm moving it around, and this is my art journaling station, but it's the only station with the better lighting. So I have to work on some lighting when I'm going to be doing my next series coming up, 24 by 24 on canvas. So we'll taking these ideas into a much larger. Okay, so I'm thinking, should I have rounded that corner to emulate that other corner? I don't know. Now, where I'm at with this now, I'm just trying to get rid of those bits of black in certain areas, and I'm going to end up making this corner black again, just because of the changes that I've made. But you need to stay to the end of the video to check that out. All right. I like my fish. I haven't let go of it yet. I might in the final stages, or the late middle stages, or the final stages, as you might call them. There we go. Okay, so now we can see this better. It is definitely, and I'm leaning my head in there a bit much. I notice I'm doing that when I really need to look closely. Try not to. Okay. Yes. So now that I've made that a little quieter, now the area on the left of the red piece of fabric is noisier. So I'm dealing with the high contrast over there. And notice the negative circle shape. I have not glued it down yet. I've just left it there, but it is not going to stay there. Okay, so coming in with just some opacity. Yes, but it could be a little lighter, that area around the fish. Yeah, and I'm right now I'm going over the screen here and blocking up the fish as I talk, as I do my voiceover. I don't know. See, there it is. So I like this spot because it creates a different shape. It's emulating the curvature of the circle above, which is subtle, the vertical circles coming down that disappear, and the curvature of that neutral beigey kind of thing, shape along the side. And it stops the eye from going right off onto the right. Out that opening, as you can see, that is very light. So we deal with that very soon. So stay to the end. So this is cool. And today I found another big a scrap piece because I was going through all my scraps of, especially my black and white, just to see what I had already before lying around. I have so much paper, collage fodder. And I thought, well, let's just see what I have before I go and make a whole bunch more. And I did find some, but as my tastes, my style is changing a little bit, I'm finding I want to use more simple, certain marks that I like in my collage. So I like stencils, but I don't like you overusing them. And I love the ones that I order on Stencil Girl because they're more organic. They're more natural. Yeah, so I'm doing this. It's sort of bugging me, probably because the position in the painting is right smack dab in the, or the golden, whatever you call it, the golden center or whatever. So, and I love my piece of burlap. If you didn't see part 1 of this, I was showing you the 2 previous 12 by 12 inch panels with some burlap on it, which I repainted from another workshop and started off very dark and then a high contrast, like a horizon line with black and white, but really a lot of texture. And I'm really liking that idea. So I might give that a try, but not until I try some of my own ideas first, because I'm really trying to develop my style. I'm getting there. I'm closer. This series of 3, a journey of 3 paintings, as we are calling it in this video, I'm really liking, but there's a certain feel that I'm looking for. I don't know if I'm there yet. So I think a more simplistic, less busy approach would be better. Okay, so what I did with that one, I'm just letting it rest, and then I'm coming back to the other one, the one that I had a lot of black in the upper left quadrant there. And I know that I love the blue, I love the orange, I love the white, and let's see what happens here. So, as you can see, I've got some nice neutrals, pink, the deli wrap paper that's very thin with the black marks on it, using my heavy gloss medium from my Canadian art store, Michael's. And yes, so knowing that area in the upper right definitely needs something different. I'm really loving what's going on in the left quadrant, but so I'm liking it. I'm not sure if I want to cover that. Liking that, and then of course, after I put that in, I may or may not cover it up with, just take that busyness out with a nice, what is this paint called? Anyway, the neutral. I have both, unbleached titanium and parchment, it's called. It's lighter, I like it better, but, not to say that you can't lighten it up with a little titanium or zinc white. Zinc white is definitely more transparent, and I notice that I'm out. So, thinking of those very transparent layers that I want to use on my next series, the 2 24-inch by 24-inch on canvas, which will be the next set of videos after this, and will be necessary. And finding some more interesting little pieces of crafted paper. So let's see what I do here. I know it feels better if you, so we're going for it. We're just going to cover the whole thing up And it'll just, and I love this stuff, how it's just one stroke, over, over, and we're done, and it feels so much better. Okay, yes, and I do go all the way down. So this area is growing. And then once you put a light value around, of course, those 6 circles, and let's see if I come right across. You see, then you have the lighter and it's subtle, and I'm trying to bring the eye down so the viewer's eye can come all the way down to the corner, see the interesting things in there. So that's just a little bit more white, so it's sort of gradating the edge. Now, yes, I see that little piece of turquoise paper, so it's trying to find its way in there. And this is, I love finding old school books, spellers, grammar books, whatever, just with interesting words, the spear of the sea. I don't know, I just found that interesting. So instead of using a neutral paint, I'm going to put that in there. And I know that shape is sort of standing out a lot. So it's almost reflection of itself. It's symmetrical. So I'm going to sort of crop off some of it. And I just don't know if I want to do it with collage at this point or paint. And right now the last couple of nights, it's been so messy at my table. So that's what I'm doing. So, yep. And usually afterwards, you get the bubbling. Oh, what am I doing, pray tell? Oh, yes. So right away, boom. That is really great. And knowing it just needed a little bit more, loving that little bit of blue, which is diagonally opposite of the turquoise circle in the upper left, and then adding a little bit here. Yes. So when you add a little bit of blue and watching your proportions, it just makes your yellows and oranges zing that much more. So everything, if you're, cause and effect, responding, it sort of works its way out eventually. And that's the fascinating thing about mixed media. And I love the use of both paint and collage. What do you like more? I find just pure collage, but practicing it, and in the group today, wow. Sorry, I don't recall your name, but you usually share. So don't forget to hop over to the Facebook group. It's a private group. The link is in the comments. And there's some wonderful composition going on with our scraps. And I'm going to start doing that on 6x6. So it's really small. I did a series of 6x6. And but I need to keep doing them more. Just, have a bunch of collage, have some just real cheap, cardstock, whatever. And you can practice your composition, and who knows, practice. And that's where we can practice these ratios of shape, mark, value, and composition. So fun. So thank you for sharing in the Facebook group, and everyone else as well. Thank you for that. I've been sharing some really cool, you see, I still have that piece. I've been doing that, moving it around. Sorry to jump around, but, trying to keep everything going here. So don't forget to check it out. And it's a really laid-back group. More and more people are sharing all the time. And it's just everybody processes this stuff in a different way. All right. Yes, that was bugging me in there. And now I think it would have been better to be black. So we'll see. So that needs to dry, and I might change that. And here we're back to this. Love it. So the size of that half circle, I'm thinking of bringing down just with paint or some more black collage that'll just taper that black area. And then, of course, we'll see if we need some more black in the lower right-hand corner, sort of to balance everything out. If then I'm going to add a little bit more black to certain areas. I really like that. That's the parchment tracing paper, which is a little more waxy. And yeah, so I'm not sure about that. And this fish area, the fish area, is starting to bug me. So he might just go. So when something starts really bugging me and not working, and I might even use that piece of collage right there, adding a texture, and but it'll change the whole, it will change it. But I can replace that with something else, maybe some text. And then I know I have my little planets right there, but I really like those. Don't know why, they just do. Okay, that's looking better. And now we're linking that more. This is good. Now, of course, if it's a little light, that's okay. So you can come in with a thin layer of glaze. And now I've decided to lighten this up because of the square that I just finished lightening up on the right. Not sure if I like that little square pink, and I'm noticing that no, the contrast is too high now. So we'll leave it high over there in this rectangle. Still don't like my vertical little stripes there, so I'm going to cover that up with collage, and it'll be the very thin collage. And this is okay. So this is what, the third, fourth time I've changed this corner. And I'm going to change it again. It's going to be black again as I change things around. And I don't even know if I'm going to leave that little shape there. And the good thing is, when you do cover a piece of collage, it's still there in texture, in, the physical texture. It's just sort of hidden. And it has a really cool effect. Nothing is for no reason. Everything has a purpose, even though it may become veiled. Yeah, liking that. Definitely. Okay. So I might like, in a different way, or do dots, or maybe a thin line that's vertical there. But I've got some black and white collage that's going to go under that area. See, this is great. So now it's joined, but it's subtle. And I've gotten rid of that, which is bugging my eye. And those black circles are going to get covered with a little bit, a neutral but turquoise vertical circles. So I found a piece of collage that is quieting down that area, but adding blue, just a little bit of blue. All right. And I know when to stop. Yes, that's looking better. I looked up there and I realized, okay, I've got the lighter value now. Warmed it up with a little bit of yellow oxide. Really nice. I love the subtlety of that. And of course, I need to clean up the edge. There we go. Okay. So this is when I don't know what to do next, or it's done, that's when I know it needs to rest. So that's my little guide. And I'm noticing that orange stuff, right away. See, if it didn't work, I've got a really good coat of the not gloss medium, matte medium over it, so I could just wiped it right off, as long as the other layers around it are dry, of course. It would wipe off more easily. But right away with that gone, and then I also deal with that orange square there. If not, I'm going to. All right. So interesting. So this is where the cause, respond to different values, contrasts, marks, shapes. And I love that sort of ledger kind of, I haven't found ledger paper, but I like this because it was close to it, and with the pencil-y lines that I'm making. Yeah, I just looked at my camera and realized, he said, there I go, changing that one again. Nope, it needs to be black. There's always one area, right, that you just fiddle with and fiddle with. It's like, oh man. Yeah, so not sure. Yeah, that needs to be the ratio of that. That, I don't know. I don't know where this piece, or if it's even going to fit. So, yes. Yes, so that gets covered, but I keep a little piece that's going to follow that horizontal line in that upper right hand. So I needed more black. Right hand quadrant there. It's too big, and it's too much the same as the other red piece down below. Oh, okay, that's interesting. All right, so let's cover this up because it's just too big. And I don't even know if that'll stay. I might even just take that out completely. But I like to go slowly, you know. Sometimes you just know right away what needs to be done because it's just, you know, these decisions are obvious, but some are not. There we go. Oh, it feels so much better. Yep, even a little bit more. Okay, so that area is still, you can see the original first layers that I did with the gesso and the nickel azo and rubbing. In the future, I would like more of those areas still showing through. So that means, of course, that I have to add some collage on here, but maybe not as much as I did. But I wanted to give this a try as an experiment as to what do I like, what speaks to me. And you need to do the same, adding a lot or just adding a little. Maybe you just want to use organic marks with pen or pencil or, you know, just brushes. So that's the thing. So I still don't know if I like it. Good. Get rid of it. It's just the eye just can't go past it. So I'm bringing that all the way down. Oh, so much better. So what I do is I'm just, you know, looking at what's catching my eye, what feels sort of, you know, it's intuition. It really is. And I know, I hope everybody enjoyed Louise Fletcher's little video that I shared. If you are in the Facebook group, hop on over and check it out. That is a subject or topic that I am fascinated with. And when I have more time, when we get down into it, I'm going to do a little more research about that. And if you haven't been on my website, I do have a little bit of I have a few blogs there. I know I have to do more, but it's, you know, doing it all with a full-time job, teaching job is a little tricky. Not making excuses, but I only have so much time, so I have to prioritize. And of course, my art comes first. Therefore, my YouTube channel is right up there. And I am choosing to make the art that I want to make and then share it with you. Therefore, to me, it is an authentic journey because it's stuff that I'm learning, teaching myself, following what my mentors and other workshops that I'm doing. And then it spills down into what I'm doing. And then, of course, I share it with you. So I don't know which artist or who knows who said it. Turn around in the line and help those who are, a few steps just behind. I don't even like to use that, but earlier in your journey, not as far along, not better or whatever, you know what I mean? So that's what I'm doing. So I can see now, back to the work, the black in that lower left-hand corner, that black line going up around that fish would be better. Okay, here's this one. This has been bugging me. And you probably can guess why, because of this area that I love so much. Let it go, Michelle. Let some of it go. Keep some of it. And I absolutely forget I forget what I do with it. So I love it. Definitely want to do more of it. Let's see what we do. Okay. So right now I'm just grabbing, and I should really have a piece of black as well to block out and see if I'm going in the right direction. Does it feel right? So right now I'm thinking, okay, which line am I going to pick up? A horizontal line? The vertical line? That's okay. Those circles would have been great. And then I grab the piece that works the best. And it was just sitting there on the left with my giant pile of collage fodder. And of course, pieces ready to go. So this is your deli wrap that I've ordered from Amazon. It's Red Bird, I believe. It'll show you. It comes in a tube, a canister, and you get 50 sheets. And so I learned to let go. I covered the whole darn thing. And it feels so much better. Love it. Those marks were made with, was it string that I laid? Yes, string that I laid on the jelly plate printer, and then, of course, black. So, but underneath, once you see it, once I cut this out, and of course, I'm not going to go all the way down to the bottom. I'm just going to go to the red or whatever, but you can fold your edges so you can really get, so right away, no, that's not going to work. It's all or nothing. This is an all or nothing move, and I just love that bottom, so I'm going to fold that away, trim it, and I end up, it's just so much better. Oh, and I know I'm right when I see it again and feel so much calmer after looking at what I've covered up. So, and I love using this paper now that I know how much I can push on it without tearing it. But all this lovely orange and red, once I put, so yeah, you see the two horizontal lines? So deciding, still learning to let go here. And I do leave that little bit, and I think that was a good move. I really think that was a really good move. So I didn't sacrifice it all. Love that red. I've got lots more, so we'll use it in another piece. And yes, so catching that line underneath the 6 circles, coming across, and the line, and that's staying there just because I just love it. And it just adds that, the line, what the heck. So, making your viewers think, right? I love that. Putting things with things, hiding other elements. And look, see the red and everything showing through? So, keeping this in mind. So, on your jelly plate printer, you can use tracing paper. You can use tissue paper, and you would get very similar effects, and experiment with different ways of putting the string on. It's really cool, and different thicknesses. So right away, with this big, beautiful black square, yes, that needed to be thicker. Now it's balancing it out. And of course, if you go diagonally from this vertical rectangle, long and tall, up there in the upper left-hand quadrant is going to need some sort of solid black shape. I don't know what I end up doing. Oh, okay. Picking up some more line. And oh yeah, that was good. That was a cool move. Yes, so it's making the eye go in and around everywhere. So now again, knowing that, and remember this was black at the beginning and then I went yellow, so it needs to go back to black again because of all of that black below, and it blends into that interesting figure. Oh. I don't know where I got that from. Some magazine. I love magazines. Sci-fi is really cool. They're hard to get, though, because a lot of the used bookstores aren't accepting used magazines or ephemeral or whatever I could use that way. So now you've got a little stair thing going on that's emulating the shape of the outer shape of her face climbing up. Love it. Okay, now we've got to bring the eye back down though, so we'll have to work on that. But I like that effect. Okay, yes, this is really cool. Nope, don't take that corner off. Okay, so this is it. So I hope you enjoyed part 4 of a journey of 3 paintings. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share. Hop over to the Facebook group. Hop over to my my website. I have a 2023 calendar for sale from the affirmations. I have art aprons. I have all sorts of things in my store. And so take care, and I will see you in the next video.